Initiative. Emotions are real, they are powerful, and sometimes they can feel overwhelming. But they are not supposed to control the direction of your life. One of the most dangerous lies people accept today is, I feel this way, so this must be the truth. No, an emotion is not truth, it is simply a signal. A signal that something needs attention, something must be understood, something requires adjustment. But signals are not commands. Just because your mind sends an emotional signal doesn't mean you have to obey it. If you are hungry, it doesn't mean you must eat junk. If you feel angry, initiative, it doesn't mean you should scream or break something. If you feel fear, it doesn't mean you must run away. The people who succeed in life are not emotionless. They're simply emotionally disciplined. They know how to process their feelings without letting those feelings hijack their decisions. Every emotion is information. Fear tells you something might go wrong. Initiative, but it doesn't say stop, it says prepare. Anger tells you a boundary has been crossed, but it doesn't say destroy. It says address the issue wisely. Sadness tells you something mattered, something valuable has been lost. But it doesn't say quit, it reminds you what you must protect or rebuild. The problem isn't emotion. The problem is blindness, the failure to understand what emotions really are. People fall apart because they treat feelings like ultimate truth, are simply temporary experiences. Feelings change, feelings fade, feelings lie. Discipline stays. Emotional control begins when you change one belief. Initiative. You do not need to feel like doing something in order to do it. If you only move when you feel like moving, your life will be controlled by laziness, overthinking, and weakness. The most powerful thing you can say is, oh, I choose action over emotion. I choose discipline over comfort. You become unstoppable when you understand that emotions cannot stop you unless you give them permission. But how do you actually control emotions? The first step is awareness. When a strong emotion hits, don't react instantly. That pause is power. In that pause, ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What is the message behind this emotion? What is the right decision, not the easy reaction? This small moment of reflection separates leaders from followers, winners from losers. Initiative. Weak people react. Strong people respond with intention. The second step is responsibility. Stop blaming others for how you feel. Nobody can force anger into you. Nobody inserts fear into your mind. These emotions already live inside you. They are triggered, not transferred. The day you accept responsibility for your emotional state is the day you gain control over your life. The third step is action. Take action that aligns with your values and goals, not your temporary emotions. You can feel afraid and still take the step. You can feel sad and still show up. You can feel angry and still speak with wisdom. When your actions are guided by your mission, not your feelings, you gain true emotional mastery. And emotional mastery is not about refusing to feel, it's about refusing to surrender. Control your emotions before they control you. Reaction is where most people lose the battle of life long before it truly begins. People think life is determined by what happens to them, but that's not true. Life is determined by how you respond to what happens to you. Every single day, life will throw emotional triggers at you. Someone will disrespect you. Someone will ignore you. Someone will misunderstand you. Someone will lie about you. Someone will try to embarrass you, and in that moment, you will feel a rush of emotion. Maybe anger, maybe humiliation, frustration. But what truly defines you is not what you feel, but what you choose to do next. Your reaction is not instinct, it's a decision. Initiative. Most people destroy opportunities, relationships, and even their future simply because they do not know how to control their reactions. They speak when they should stay silent. They rush when they should wait. They fight battles that don't matter. They allow their emotions to turn them into puppets, instantly controlled by any person who pushes the right emotional button. When someone knows how to trigger your emotions, they control you. That's the harsh truth. The moment you react without thinking, you have handed over your power. True strength is not proven through loud reactions, anger, or emotional outbursts. Initiative. True strength is proven through restraint, through the power to choose your response. Anyone can shout, anyone can argue, anyone can lose their temper. But it takes a powerful mind to stay calm under pressure. It takes maturity to listen more than you speak. It takes wisdom to respond with purpose instead of reacting like a slave to feelings. People say, I just reacted because I was emotional. I couldn't help it. That is a lie. You can help it. You simply didn't choose to. This is why emotional intelligence matters, not as a soft concept, but as a weapon for life. Emotional intelligence means being aware of your emotions without being controlled by them. It means thinking before acting. It means not letting anger make your choices. It means not letting fear make your decisions. It means not letting sadness freeze your progress. Imagine two people in the same situation. Both get insulted. One explodes, argues back, creates drama, and loses focus. The other stays calm, looks the person in the eye, and chooses silence, because silence is sometimes the most powerful response. Who wins? The one who remained in control. The one who stayed focused on purpose rather than ego. This is what separates disciplined people from emotional people. Emotional people make life worse with every reaction. Controlled people make life better with every decision. Learn the power of the pause. Just 3 seconds of stillness before reacting can save you from regret. In those 3 seconds, you decide, will I act from emotion or will I act from strength? Will I react to weakness or will I respond with wisdom? You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Not every comment deserves your energy. Not every insult needs a reply. Preserve your power. Protect your peace. Respond with intention. Your reaction defines your character. Your reaction shapes your future. Your reaction is always your choice. Mental strength is not a gift that some people are born with and others are not. It is built just like any other form of strength through training, effort, and repeated discipline. People admire those who stay calm under pressure. Initiative, those who do not break when life hits hard, those who refuse to back down from challenges. But what they don't understand is that emotional control is not magic. It is training. If just like muscle grows when pushed against resistance, the mind grows when pushed against difficulty. Weakness is not permanent. Initiative, but it becomes permanent if you never train your mind to rise above it. Everyday life gives you a chance to train your emotions, but most people avoid the opportunities. When life becomes uncomfortable, they escape instead of grow. They distract themselves with entertainment, they run from responsibility, they hide from challenges, and then they wonder why they feel weak, lost, and easily broken. Emotional weakness comes from mental laziness. Emotional strength comes from mental discipline. You don't develop emotional control by running from pain. You develop it by facing pain with purpose. Growth only happens when you step into discomfort. Every time you push yourself to do something difficult, you are training your emotional system. When you wake up early, even when you feel tired, initiative, you are training your emotions to obey discipline. When you go to the gym, even when your body tells you to stay home, you are strengthening your mind. When you keep working while others are wasting time, you are training your focus. When you push through fear, doubt, or insecurity, you are building emotional courage. And courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite fear. But emotional training is not just about doing hard things. It is also about controlling your inner dialogue. Most people lose battles in life because they lose the battle in their mind long before they take action. They tell themselves they are tired and they quit. They tell themselves they are not good enough and they give up. They tell themselves life is unfair and they become bitter instead of better. The mind listens to every word you speak to yourself. When your self-talk becomes disciplined, your emotions follow. The words, I can't, must die, replace them with I will and watch your life change. Another part of emotional training is consistency. Initiative, you cannot build strength if you only train once in a while. You cannot build emotional stability if you only practice self-control on your good days. The true test comes when you feel frustrated, angry, stressed, or exhausted. What do you do then? That is when you discover who you really are. Anyone can stay calm when life is easy. The strong stay calm when storms hit. They don't fold under pressure. They become sharper. They don't complain. They adapt. They don't drown in emotion. Manage emotion and use it as fuel. Never forget your mind is your greatest weapon. Train it daily, sharpen it constantly, and it will carry you through every battle life throws your way. Purpose is the anchor that keeps a person steady when emotions try to pull them in every direction. Most people fail in life not because they lack potential, but because they let their emotions distract them from their mission. They wake up one day feeling motivated. They work hard. The next day they feel lazy, so they do nothing. One small problem appears and they become stressed. Someone criticizes them and they become insecure. Their progress rises and falls with their emotions, and that is why they never build anything lasting. Purpose changes that. Purpose gives you a reason to keep moving, a direction to follow, and a standard to live by, no matter how you feel in the moment. When you have a strong purpose, you no longer ask, do I feel like doing this? You ask, does this move me closer to my mission? That one shift in thinking separates the great from the ordinary. The ordinary live by emotion. The great live by purpose. Emotion is temporary, purpose is permanent. Emotion says, give up. It's hard. Purpose says, keep going. It matters. Emotion says, stay comfortable. Purpose says, grow stronger. Emotion is the language of weakness. Purpose is the language of destiny. Every distraction in your life is designed to pull you away from purpose. Social media, gossip, laziness, meaningless entertainment, toxic people. These things exist to steal your focus. And once your focus is gone, your emotions take over. That's when you start comparing your life to others, doubting yourself, feeling jealous, feeling frustrated, feeling lost. Why? Because you stopped looking at your mission and started looking at noise. The human mind becomes confused when it has no clear direction. But when your life is driven by a purpose greater than your emotions, distractions lose their power. You don't argue with fools because you don't have time. Initiative, you don't get jealous of others because you're too busy building your vision. You don't fall apart when life gets difficult because you know exactly why you're fighting. Purpose also changes how you handle pain. Without purpose, pain feels pointless. With purpose, pain becomes progress. A runner who feels pain during training doesn't stop because he has a goal. A student who studies late nights doesn't complain because she knows her purpose. A man who is building his future will sacrifice sleep, comfort, initiative, and distraction, not because it feels good, but because his mission demands it. Pain without purpose breaks you. Pain with purpose builds you. When your life has direction, struggle becomes part of the journey, not a reason to quit. But purpose must be chosen. It doesn't fall from the sky. You must decide what your life stands for. You must define your mission with clarity. You must set goals so powerful that they pull you forward, even on your weakest days. You must live with a standard that refuses compromise. Purpose is not found. It is built through commitment, discipline, and responsibility. The question is, will you live as a slave to your emotions, or will you rise as a person of purpose? Because only one of those paths leads to greatness. Pressure has a strange way of revealing the truth about people. When everything is comfortable, when life is peaceful, anyone can pretend to be strong. But pressure strips away weakness and exposes character. It shows who is disciplined and who is fragile, who is focused and who is distracted, who is committed and who is pretending. Most people run from pressure because they fear discomfort. But pressure is not your enemy, it is your greatest teacher. It doesn't come to break you, it comes to build you. The strongest souls are not born in comfort, they are forged in struggle. They are shaped by fire. When life hits them with pain, betrayal, failure, and disappointment, they refuse to fall apart. They may bend, but they never break. They don't allow pressure to weaken their mindset. They allow it to sharpen their emotions, strengthen their resilience, and deepen their hunger to win. While others complain about problems, they use problems as fuel. They understand a powerful truth: comfort makes you soft, pressure makes you strong. Initiative. Pressure teaches emotional control faster than any book, any advice, or any speech ever could. When stress hits you, you learn how to breathe and find clarity. When betrayal hits you, you learn who deserves your loyalty. When failure hits you, you learn how to adapt and strategize. When life delays your dreams, you learn patience, consistency, and discipline. Every moment of pressure is a test, and every test is training for the next level. Emotional control is truly tested when life is unfair. Anybody can stay calm when things go right. The real question is, who are you when things go wrong? Can you stay focused when your plans fail? Can you stay disciplined when you feel exhausted? Can you stay patient when your success takes longer than you expected? Can you stay loyal to your mission when people doubt you, mock you, or leave you? That is emotional leadership. Inner strength. That is the mindset of someone who will not be broken by life. Pressure also reveals what you truly believe about yourself. When you face difficulty, your mind will try to talk you out of progress. It will whisper, "This is too hard. You're not good enough. You can't handle this." But if you have trained your emotions, you will respond, "I decide what I can handle. I control my limits. I push forward because I refuse to quit." Every time you choose discipline over weakness, you grow. Every time you conquer a challenge, you evolve. Pressure doesn't make you weaker. It introduces you to your true power. And once you understand that pressure is a necessary ingredient on the path to greatness, you will stop running from struggle. You will face it, embrace it, and rise above it. Initiative, because there is no greatness without pressure, no victory without struggle, no success without storms. The goal is not to avoid pressure, but to become the kind of person who remains calm, sharp, and unstoppable in the middle of it. Pressure builds leaders. In the end, in initiative, everything comes down to one truth: the person who controls their emotions controls life. Success isn't determined by luck, talent, background, or opportunity. It is determined by discipline. It is decided by your ability to stay focused when others lose direction, to stay calm when others panic, and to move forward when others hesitate. Your emotions can either be a weapon in your hands or chains around your feet. They can either push you toward greatness or pull you into weakness. The choice has always been yours. Do not wait for life to get easier. You must become stronger. Do not wait for emotions to disappear. You must learn to lead them. Master your reactions, strengthen your mind, and live with purpose. When you control your emotions, you protect your relationships, you elevate your decisions, and you build a future that no emotional storm can destroy. Your destiny is not shaped by how you feel. It is shaped by what you choose to do, regardless of how you feel. Stand firm, stay disciplined, lead your emotions, and they will serve your success instead of sabotaging it. Control your emotions, and you will control your future.